On April 10, 1912, a black and white photograph was taken at the port of Southampton. Thousands of people line the dock, waving white handkerchiefs. Hats fly into the air. Steam rises like breath into the cold morning sky. Children sit on father's shoulders. Women cry but smile. No one in that crowd knows the truth yet. 2 out of every 3 souls who step aboard this ship will never return. The ship in the photo is the pride of modern civilization, RMS Titanic, the largest moving object ever built by mankind, 4 massive funnels, 16 watertight compartments, and the boldest marketing claim of the 20th century. Even God himself could not sink her. Titanic was designed to conquer the ocean, but within 5 days, she would become the stage for history's most haunting maritime tragedy. In 1907, British shipping company White Star Line faced fierce competition from luxury liners operated by Cunard. Cunard had already launched fast, beautiful ships dominating the Atlantic. White Star's answer was not speed, it was grandeur. They would build 3 giants, RMS Olympic, RMS Titanic, RMS Britannic. These ships would not be the fastest, but the most luxurious. Construction of Titanic began in Belfast, Ireland in 1909. Over 15 zeros. 00 workers labored on her day and night. 4 funnels, only 3 for function. 1 purely for aesthetics. Titanic was a floating palace. Inside, marble staircases, electric elevators, carpeted corridors, a gymnasium, Turkish bath, spa, swimming pool, a la carte French dining rooms, private promenades for the rich. Titanic offered luxury beyond imagination. But for steerage passengers, Europe's poorest immigrants, Titanic was hope made of steel. They weren't interested in chandeliers. They were escaping poverty. They were traveling to America, the land of opportunity. On April 10, 1912, Titanic departed Southampton carrying 124 souls. First class, the elite. This included fantastically wealthy passengers. John Jacob, a storewoman. 4. The richest man aboard, Isidor Straus, co-owner of Macy's department store. Benjamin Guggenheim, heir to the Guggenheim fortune. These passengers lived in royal, level comfort. Servants, personal butlers, velvet curtains, champagne dinners, and orchestra performances. Second class, the middle, teachers, ministers, businessmen enjoying private rooms more comfortable than many hotels of the era. Third class, the dreamers' families from Ireland, Scandinavia, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe. They brought homemade bread, family Bibles, tools, and trade licenses, hope for many. Titanic was their birth canal into a new life. Titanic steamed confidently across the Atlantic, but danger whispered ahead. Between April 12th and April 14th, 7 separate iceberg warnings were sent by radio from nearby ships. Heavy ice reported. Field ice ahead. Numerous icebergs between latitudes. Most messages were acknowledged. Few were acted on. Why? Because Titanic was ahead of schedule. Captain Edward Smith had planned a record-breaking crossing to boost publicity. Speed was maintained at 22.5 knots through icy waters, a reckless decision by modern safety standards. As darkness fell on April 14, conditions became deadly. Sea unusually calm, no waves to reveal iceberg silhouettes, moonless night, total darkness. Lookouts lacked binoculars, the deadliest combination possible. At 11:40 p.m., lookout Frederick Fleet yelled, "Iceberg right ahead." First Officer Murdoch ordered, "Hard, open turn engines, reverse too late." Titanic brushed the iceberg along its starboard hull. To passengers, the impact felt like nothing, a shudder, a scraping noise, then silence. But beneath the waterline, disaster had already begun. 6 compartments flooded simultaneously. Titanic was designed to survive with 4 flooded compartments. 6 meant certain death. Engineer Thomas Andrews ran calculations and whispered, "The ship will sink. Time until sinking, 1 hour 30 minutes. The first-class passengers sipped tea on where their fate had been sealed. Titanic carried only 20 lifeboats. Capacity, 178 people. Souls aboard, 224 people. Why so few boats? Because outdated laws based capacity on ship tonnage, not passenger count. And because the company believed lifeboats cluttered the deck view. Many passengers had been told, Titanic cannot sink. So they refused lifeboats at first. When boats launched, many departed. Half-empty crew lacked drills or training. Confusion reigned. The rule applied. Women and children first. In first class, men complied. In steerage, gates blocked quick access to decks. Families were separated. Language barriers caused chaos. Third class death rates soared highest. Isidor Straus was escorted to a lifeboat. He refused. "I will not take a seat meant for another man." His wife Ida stayed. Where you go, I go. They were last seen holding hands on deck chairs, the band that never stopped as panic rose. Titanic's band played on. Their final song is debated. Many say it was Nearer My God to Thee. Music calmed passengers facing death. Not one band member survived. The baker who survived, Charles Joan, drank alcohol to keep warm. He stood on deck when the ship split and plunged into freezing water. He survived for hours, possibly saved from hypothermia by the alcohol. At 2:17 a.m., Titanic's lights flickered. The stern lifted high into the air. Pianos slid. Boilers tore loose. Then the impossible happened. Titanic broke in two. The bow sank first. The stern stood vertical for seconds, then vanished beneath the sea. Over 1,500 people were suddenly left in the water. The ocean was 28 degrees F, 2 degrees C. Human survival time, 5-10 minutes. Passengers screamed in terror. Witnesses said the screams haunted the survivors for life. The lifeboats remained nearby but feared being swamped. Only one boat returned. 6 survivors were pulled from hundreds. Then silence. At 4:10 a.m., RMS Carpathia arrived. Lifeboat rescues lasted until sunrise. 705 survivors saved, 517 dead. In 1985, Titanic was discovered 500 feet underwater. It sat split in two, confirming survivor accounts that many mocked for decades. Every artifact, shoes, plates, rooms now sits frozen in time. The wreck decays slowly due to iron-eating bacteria. Experts believe it may disappear completely within decades. Myth: Titanic's hull ripped open like a huge gash. Fact: damage consisted of small rivet separations totaling only about 12 square feet of flooding surfaces. Myth: the captain was negligent. Fact: he followed common navigational practice of that era. Myth: all first-class survived. Fact: many rich passengers died, including Astor and Guggenheim. Titanic reshaped maritime law forever. Mandatory lifeboats for all 24-hour radio watch ice patrol systems established better evacuation drills. Every cruise ship today operates under safety laws forged from Titanic's tragedy. Titanic was not just a sinking ship. It was the drowning of human overconfidence. It proved technology alone cannot conquer nature. More than a century later, Titanic still whispers from the deep. No vessel is unsinkable. No civilization unstoppable. No human beyond humility. Each artifact tells a story of dreams halted mid-journey. Every empty pair of shoes found near the wreck belonged to someone who believed they were stepping into a brighter future. Titanic didn't just sink into the sea, she sank into human history forever.